It makes a huge difference. I have to admit, I've never had California roll with real crab in it.
Neither.
See how we have no words?
Wow.
You know, so when I came in 1971, that time I came for only Japanese market, you know, Japantown. I work in the Japantown.
Okay.
So most customer, Japanese new immigrant and old immigrant too. Then we don't mind this Canadian market that time. Then I decide 2 years later, I decide stay Canada. Oh, because I love this city. Then, I'm very seriously looking for Canadian market. I know they don't eat the raw fish and seaweed. That I'm thinking. I like to Canadian people eat same food. You eat tuna, yes. Salmon, yes, of course. Shrimp, crab, yes. But only cooked.
Cooked,
Yeah, only
okay.
everything cooked.
Yeah.
Then, okay, I use this, you like this cooked shrimp, crab? Okay. Then, but no seaweed, they said. Okay, just cheating. I like to cheat lie. Then I made this inside out. We call it inside out, Soto Maki.
Yeah.
Then many people, not only Canadian people, a lot of hippie people, musicians, open-mind people, and very high education people. They said, "Tojo, this is a great idea." People they love it, but some Japanese people, this is wrong way, wrong idea. Don't do that. But I believe I trust some people support to me and myself. I like it. I trust. Then do that. Then become to spirit is all over.
Yeah, you must have been a very forward-thinking
Yes.
person
Oh, yes.
for a person back then, especially. I know now, like a lot of people like fuse cuisines. They're more open to trying new things. There's a modern take on a lot of things these days.
Yeah.
But back then, a lot of people like to stick with what they know, right?
Somebody breaking the wall. Someone. But I'm from Kagoshima. Kagoshima people breaking.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Is that what you guys
Yeah.
are known for?
That's my background.
Okay, so not.
I never afraid because I know this is very good because I training in Osaka. Osaka is a very open-minded people.
Open-minded
So
city, yes.
I knew. Very simple. This ingredient, why is it wrong? What's wrong with me? But some people very hard head, eh? I don't care. That's all. Good for you. I'm looking for small market,
Yeah.
but open-minded people. That's it.
Yeah.
Now, all the people, all the small-minded people. Now, Japan, they say, please make it open mind.
Yes. Things have changed.
Yeah.
Times have changed.
Otherwise, no improve, no fall.
Right?
You know what? Not only this way, I did not only sushi. I make lot, spicy tuna, baked oyster, everything I invented.
Yes, and now what? Look, it's mainstream.
yeah.
Yes, it's mainstream.
I know.
And-
Because my philosophy is, I'm here, Pacific Northwest in Vancouver.
Yeah.
Why people say from Japan?
Yeah,
Some people say,
everything's
I
from
had
Japan.
In Kyoto is a very good Japanese food. Yeah, that is in only Kyoto. Here is Vancouver. Can you make it a Kyoto style sushi? Yes, very similar one. But water is different, rice is different, everything different. So my philosophy, much possible use local. Then my background skill, Japanese, local ingredients, my skill, technique. Then collaboration. Then make new food. That is interesting. Everything from Japan, everything from Canada, water, putting it to here,
Yeah, right? Exactly.
Terrible.
Yeah, that's why I love how you used culinary skills and everything you knew to, you know, and collaborated with whatever was available here to create something.
My dream is I like to, you know, produce. For example, I like to own my farm. I have a lot of contract farm. Yeah?
Oh, do you?
Oh yes, organic farm, fisherman. I know a lot of fishermen. You know, now the mussel is the season, duck and season now. When is I go to sea farm, then okay, exactly okay. I check it the ocean, you know, polluted. Okay, now I can use your product. I check every single day, single ingredients.
So you're gonna continue.
Continue, yeah. I like because life is very until you sleep, you must be eat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So today we're basically going to be covering a lot of the roles that he invented here and a lot of the roles that kind of helped the Japanese sushi scene develop in North America, as well as a lot of the traditional stuff that he brought over and now a lot of Vancouverites are able to eat. So let's dig in. This Tojo roll, which he first called inside out roll apparently, which kind of is self-explanatory. A lot of Westerners weren't open to eating seaweed. You know, it was black, maybe they weren't, you know, fond of the idea of eating something of that color. So he says he cheated and kind of put it inside and put the rice outside. And traditionally in Japan, it's the other way around. We have the rice inside and obviously the seaweed inside so it doesn't stick to our hands. But he did it this way so a lot more people are open to eating it, and it worked, right? So this was
it's like tricking people.
Yeah, exactly.
Like you look at it and it's white, so it's like,
yeah,
oh, okay, maybe I'll try this because it's just
exactly.
rice.
No, and they ate it and they loved the taste. Fun fact that he actually taught us today is that California roll, the name itself, was actually invented by Japanese media. Because California had a lot of Japanese population and it was kind of associated with a foreign country, you know, a foreign place with a lot of Japanese population, Japanese media started calling it California roll.
And so it's probably like the only place people knew about.
Yeah, knew about back then,
like,
exactly.
Oh,
no one knew
West
about
Coast.
Vancouver, right? Oh my gosh. So I think what's different is a lot of the places use imitation crab now. It's understandable. It's a lot more affordable, right? Making cheaper sushi that way. But he actually uses actual crab in here.
He
crab
uses
meat.
Dungeness crab.
Yep,
right?
Dungeness crab available here actually in BC. So great. Let's see how this tastes.
Light soya.
It makes a huge difference. I have to admit, I've never had California roll with real crab in it.
Because it's always like
This is the first.
imitation crab meat, and that's like
I mean, first of all, most places don't offer it.
exactly.
I understand, but other than the crab, do you actually taste the avocado? I don't know why. It's really.
The addition of like a bit of
So he uses
scallions on the side.
scallions on
Wasabi
top.
too.
Yep, scallions on top, and he also sprinkles. And he actually grinds the sesame seeds on top instead of the. A lot of restaurants they just put the, you know, sesame seeds,
Yeah.
but grinding it actually brings out a lot of the flavor.
Because the flavor of the sesame is so much more, like it's
It's
brought
like-
out so much more.
exactly.
Because it's like ramen when you grind up sesame in it. There's such a
The
strong
toasty
to
flavor,
it.
right?
Exactly.
Yeah. Did you? I was surprised when I got that. And another roll that he created is this BC roll. They actually use the outside, the skin part of the salmon to create it.
Which is funny because like a lot of the BC roll you see nowadays don't like. There's only salmon skin
Yep.
on the inside. You don't really see it on the outside too. But
Exactly.
You know that from the very very original days, it's on the outside and the inside.
Yep.
It's like oh.
And like a lot of things evolve, right?
Yep.
So, but he's kept it pretty original how he created it back then.
The places the
They
salmon
only-
skin is so much oilier.
No, not only that, but they just include the salmon skin. Do you see how he actually put some meat in there? So that's how it was originally. I think now they try to use the actual meat itself.
It's like that, and that's what I was saying. Like every place does it differently because I see some places with
that do that?
salmon, like salmon and salmon skin.
Okay.
Some places just salmon skin.
Yeah.
Some places just salmon.
Actually talking about how some people aren't open to eating the seaweed, even if it's inside. So what he did is put an egg roll around it, a very thin layer, instead of seaweed. Exactly. And he says it tastes amazing, so I'm open. You know, I'm a pretty open-minded person. I know you are too.
Can't go wrong with
exactly.
trying something new.
Let's try this.
And it's so smart. It's like seeing those people when people use cucumber too.
Exactly. Look how thin this is.
Oh wow.
It's like as thin as a seaweed, or even thinner.
It's supposed to
crazy.
be like seaweed though.
No, exactly. He basically replaced it.
Cool. How do they even cut the tamago so thin?
I think there's hotate in here or
Looks
some.
like it.
Yeah, it looks good.
Is that salmon as well?
Yeah, there's salmon, some egg roll.
I think that's more Dungeness crab.
Oh, good.
Wow. Actually sweet. The way it's supposed to be served.
Exactly.
There's so many places where you get tamago in Vancouver where it's just a piece of egg. The end.
Yeah.
And it's like it doesn't have that sweet flavor that you would get when you're in Japan.
That's crazy. That's really good. I've actually never had sushi without seaweed used in it. In a roll, right? So, no, but that's great.
It looks like smoked salmon, asparagus.
Yep, asparagus.
Dungeness crab again.
Yep, crab, hotate. Smoked salmon, that's something we don't eat in Japan either because it's not available like that. And salmon actually tastes a lot better here.
And he was like talking about how a lot of the ingredients he uses is just all the local ingredients around here, which I think is
It makes
to a
so much
certain
sense.
point, it's like the ultimate level of culinary or like chef.
Yeah,
status.
it makes sense.
Just
Why
being
not?
able to use everything around you and making something rather than trying to get somewhere else.
I mean,
import this,
things
import
are
that.
available here. We're so lucky to be living in the West Coast.
Exactly.
And he's taking advantage of it.
Or
It's smart
salmon.
move.
My gosh.
Exactly. A lot better than Japan, trust me.
Ooh.
See how we have no words?
Wow. I think that is the freshest smoked salmon I've ever had. You know how sometimes smoked salmon can taste so packaged or like so preserved?
No, this one's really good.
You know what the funny thing is? Like, I don't usually like wasabi at all, but
Oh, do you not add anything?
I don't usually like wasabi.
Really?
Yeah, I'm really sensitive
But
to wasabi.
doesn't he add just enough
Yeah.
to
And it's okay. And I think like something about the ingredients being so fresh just makes it okay. Normally, like even the slightest bit of wasabi, I'm like, oh, I don't know.
Well, I mean, there are wasabis out there that are artificial, right?
I think that too.
Made with horseradish and it's just powdered and they just add water to it basically and they, you know, mix it until they get that texture. So you could be kind of, you know, you might not like that kind of wasabi.
In your personal experience, would you say this wasabi is a little more authentic and more like the ones?
Well,
that...
it's not like that fake wasabi where you get that like, you know, the nose burning effect and all that. Yeah, it's very slight, right? It's kind of in the background.
Yeah, and it's sort of just like it hits and then it's gone. It's like so quick. Like, boom.
Exactly. Well, I'm glad you were able to enjoy it this time.
Yeah.
Right?
I've never enjoyed wasabi in my life.
And here you are.
Yeah.
Tojo introducing you to something new again. Okay. So, this is like a lot of the sushi that like we know now today as being authentic. And I mean, without these rolls though, these wouldn't exist today. And no one would be eating this in the West Coast.
For sure.
So, thank you, Tojo.
Thank you.
I can't believe he can recreate something like this using all the ingredients that's available here. That's crazy.
Something to learn from for sure.
No, exactly.
Not
even the
everything
rice.
needs to be import. Not everything needs
Even
to
the
be
rice is great, right?
I think it was really cool how like you talked about, you know, even if we try to import everything, it's never going to be the same when you try to recreate something. Just because like the water's not the same, which is such a big thing. It's like ramen.
Yeah.
When you make ramen.
Yeah, it's
from water from Japan and water from here.
It's
like
completely
entirely
different. I'm so glad we got to cover the best of both worlds here at TOJO'S and actually meet the legend himself.
Yeah.
I am very, very honored.
So honored.
Yep.
Wow.
So now that we're done, I guess we're gonna go to the next stop.
Let's move on.
Okay, let's go.